Alright, hello everyone. Today I'm going to be making a very basic guide on how to mod Mount and Blade Warband. Specifically, this time I'm going to show you how to make new troops. So, first off, let's just forget this. First off, I'm currently working on a mod just that adds some new troops into the game. So, first off, what you're going to do is you want to get something called MORGHS Mount and Blade Editor. On the shortcut, I shortened it to MB Editor, but it's called MORGHS. Then, if we just close out the editor here, when you open it up, it's going to give you this, press accept. And you're not going to get this screen, you're going to get this screen. You're going to want to go to text compiled files, unless you know how to use Python. If you know how to use Python, then you can use the module system, but if you don't, and you just want to do the most simple kind of modding, like adding soldiers, adding NPCs, all that, just do text compiled files. Then go down here, and what you're going to want to do is you're going to go to your modules folder, and if you don't know how to get there, basically you go to Steam, Steam Apps, Common, Mount and Blade Warband modules. That's if you use Steam. If you don't use Steam, it should be in your program files, but basically it's going to be in the Mount and Blade Warband and then modules. And here we're going to want to create a new module. Originally I was working on this one called New Mod, but you're going to want to make a new module. You're just going to click on Native, press Control-C, Control-V, and it'll make a new one for you. So this one could be that. For me, I copied Diplomacy just because I wanted to have, well, I didn't actually copy Diplomacy, I integrated this with this, which is kind of hard and difficult to do. I only managed to do it because my mod was so simple. So don't do that. If you want to use Diplomacy in your mod, just start from Diplomacy. Unless you know what you're doing, like, specifically, like, advanced stuff, like Python and all that, then you can go ahead and just start and then integrate it later. So once you have your new module, you're going to want to navigate to that and put this on that module. Just press Save Configuration. And then you're going to be able to open up some editors over here for editing all of the kind of stuff. It's a pretty simple editor, but if you want to add some new troops, you go to the Troop Editor. And here you can edit every NPC in the game, so if we want, we can go ahead and the Sea Raiders, we can just edit them, we can edit all this kind of stuff. We can edit the lords, we can edit the kings, we can change their stats, their armor, what they do. We can change their dialogues in the game TXT files. You cannot change their dialogues in this, but you can change it in the TXT files. And basically I'm going to show you how to make some new troops. So I already made some new troops. Once we get to Rodox Scout, that's where my new troops kick in. I made some new troops for this little mod, and now I'm going to be creating an update for it, and I'm going to show you how I do it. So, I was creating horse archers for every faction, however I forgot to include the Nords and the Vagers, so now we're going to do it. So first off, you're going to want to get something that you want to base your troop off. For me, since I'm going to be making a Vager horse archer, I'm just going to go ahead and start with the basic archer. So we're going to press Add up here, press Yes, and then we get our new troop editor for a new troop. So we'll just go ahead and make a Vager horse archer. Troop ID, that's just whatever you want it to be. Here, single is what it's going to be called if there's just one of them, so Vager horse archer. And plural is what it's going to be called if there's multiple of them, so Vager horse archers. Down here you can edit what faction they are, so if you wanted these to be Rodoc troops, you can do that. If you want them to be neutral, you could also do that. Let's go back to Vagers. Up here you can set what they upgrade to, because I'm not going to have any more horse archers for them for now. I'm just going to set their upgrade path to 0, no upgrade. That's like a Rodoc Tribesman upgrades to a Rodoc Spearman. You can change that to whatever you want it to be. Down here we have their stats. For now I'm just going to keep that, but as it is leveling up, I'm going to be changing its level to 21. Let's give it a bit more archery power. 130 is better. Now down here we can add their skills. We'll give him 1 Iron Flesh, 1 Power Strike, Power Draw 4, Horse Archery 5, Riding 5. And good, now he can be a nice horse archer. Click down here that he's mounted to make sure they know that they're horse troop. Guarantee him a horse, so make sure he gets that. And over here we can look at, down here if you know how to use it, you can edit their face code, so that's basically how they're made. You can make if they're male or female. I don't know what other is. I'm going to look at that later to see what that actually is, but for now we're just going to go male or female. And if they're like a hero, For instance, if you know what you're doing, you can make them a hero, merchants, and all that. You can make them sell stuff. You can guarantee them types of equipment here, so if you want to guarantee they wear armor, like, if you don't guarantee they wear armor, then basically they might just go in shirtless even if they have armor in the inventory. Over here we have the inventory, and basically what this is a selection of equipment that they will choose from every time it spawns a new one. So, like, if there's 3 weapons in here, it's going to just choose one of those weapons each time they go into battle, like 3 melee weapons. Or if there's 3 kinds of bows, it's going to choose one of those bows at random. For now, I think I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of everything here, because we're going to put in our own stuff. And let's go ahead and look at this. Okay, so obviously we want them to have a horse. So we're going to search for horse. And I find I like them to ride upon coursers. However, I'm not sure what the Vagers actually use. So if we want, we can just go here. Oops, sorry. I got some random stuff open. We can look up a Vager horseman, I think. We can see what kind of horse they use. Let's see here. Mount, steppe horse, or hunter. Alright, so I think what we're going to give him is we're going to give him a steppe horse. Or a hunter. You know, we'll give him a selection. So, search for hunter. So now it'll choose one of those each time it goes into battle. It's already got the bows, already got the arrows. Let's give it some melee weapons. Let's give it a sword. Where's the Kurgan sword? I know that was here. There's quite a few items in game, so sorry about this. We'll go ahead and give him an arming sword. Sorry, whoops. You want to add item to inventory, not add item. That's like if you're putting a new item in the game. You wanna add it to inventory. Alright, so they can have either an arming sword, a short arming sword, or a Serenade cavalry sword. I would put it kind of better, but I'm kind of rushing through this. So there we go. Now we need to give it some armor. So for Vager, let's go ahead and look at Vager Archer equipment real quick. Vager Archer. So they've got quite a helmets, camel fur, nomad hat. Alright. Leather jerkin, leather vest. We'll give this guy some better armor, just because he's a higher level troop. Just gonna give him some similar stuff. Leather boots, leather gloves, leather jerkin, leather vest, padded leather. Give him some chain, because it will choose it randomly. Or potentially nomad armor. And then boots. Let's give him some. There we go. Alright, so now we have the unit here. We put all of his items in, and then we press add troop, and now he is in here. Obviously, we want the archer to upgrade into the horse archer. So we're going to go here, and we're going to press update troop 52, and now the Vager archer upgrades into a Vager horse archer or a Vager marksman. And we're going to want to press save changes. Here you can back up the game if you want. I usually press no. It's fine. Because you're not operating on the native module, you're operating on your own. Never operate on the native module. And we can just go ahead and go back to this. Now, let's see what else people want me to add.